Good morning, good morning, good morning. Service has started in this Christian Sunday. I forgot to put that on my title. Damn it. Yes, it's Grifting Sunday. My head usher is not here. Tina, you're going to have to step in for Cranky. I don't know where she is, but she's going to have to lose her title. Hi, my savage. Hi, my baby. Good morning. Hi, Savage. Hi, Christoph. Hi, Tina. Hi, Dan. Y'all are crazy. The doors are open and the plates are being passed. It is Grifting Sunday. Oh my God, I forgot to put that in my title. I am so sorry. I keep forgetting. Grifting Sunday, okay? Cranky is going to have to lose her head usher status because she's never at service on time. Last time she was really late. She claimed she had nowhere to park and she had to park and then take a bus. She had every excuse in the book, okay? But we know Cranky is out partying with ZZ Top. She went to the concert this weekend. So, of course, she will not probably make the service. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, Savage is going on a work trip. You know, secretaries do this, and especially with their secretary booties, she has to go on a work trip. So she's packing. And this is a really important work trip, and I didn't know secretaries attend these. But then again, what do I know? Okay. So anyway, I was going to talk this morning about two things. You guys know I'll be live today at 2. We're going to discuss Micah Miller. And my God, I'm on Facebook pages. Oh my God, Christoph, thank you. Thank you for your blessings. Now, is that 10% of your salary? Because according to the churches, you must, your tithes are 10 to 15% of your salary, okay? Your yearly salary. Anyway, good morning, Maria. My other die. Good morning, Maria. I actually caught some of your live, and then I went back and I listened to all of your live from the beginning to the end. Good morning. Yes, we're now at the Church of Everlasting Fulfillment, and we need your support. Okay. Yeah, we need your support. I don't know what's going on in the church today. I was in and out of sleep. I'm tired. My eye is red as hell. I went outside for a bit yesterday walking, and my allergies are really, really bad right now. So I was going to ask you guys about Walmart. So, okay. Walmart has gotten out of control. They have people standing at the door. They want to check your receipt. Me, myself, I tell them to go fuck themselves. I don't show shit. Now, good morning, sweets. Now, the one time that I did do that, I had spent it was closer to $300 in Walmart getting Kayla school supplies. And, she wanted this new comforter and some other stuff and cleaning supplies. And this man was watching us the whole time. And I had a cashier to check me out. I get there and I'm walking out and he wants my receipt. I told him, hell no. So then I go through the little thing and it goes beep, beep. Killer goes, Grandma. I said, keep going. I have no idea what's beep, beeping, but I'm not going back. And she was like, and she stopped. I said, walk. I was just like, fuck, what the hell? So I found the story. Crazy Cat Mama loves him. Thank you, Crazy Cat Mama. Your ties. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is that 10 or 15% of your salary? Lynn, Lynn always donates to the church. Always donates to the church, whether we're having services or not. Lynn is a contributing congregant. I'm so bad with this shit. So anyway, I found this video. And this happened yesterday about Walmart. So I'm going to share this with you guys, and I'm going to add it. I'm going to go over here, and this happened in Georgia. Okay, I want you to watch this.
Honeyman's visit to a local Walmart ended with deputies at his door serving a warrant for his arrest after store employees accused him of shoplifting.
Well, Fox 5's Joy Dukes is live with more on the story and the evidence that he says the sheriff's office.
Now, wait a minute. They didn't stop him there. They accused him of shoplifting. They went to his home to arrest him.
And Walmart missed. Joy?
Yes, I've had some ultra wine this
man tells me he has been to Walmart hundreds of times, but never would have imagined a trip to this one would have landed he and his teenage son in handcuffs, falsely accused of stealing bags of sand that a receipt shows that they paid for.
The bags of sand are right underneath here.
Body camera video from Forsyth County Sheriff's deputies shows them reviewing surveillance of a reported theft at this Walmart on Browns Bridge Road last Saturday. The clip shows a man walk into the store and then out with several bags of sand.
So this is them loading them up.
Michael Cruz, the man in question, tells Fox 5 the video Walmart used as probable cause for he and his teenage son's arrest was missing a fundamental part of the story.
The security guard had started the tape and started looking while we were at the sand, or while we were looking for a cart to get the sand. She didn't bother to go back an extra 2 minutes to see that we were actually in line at the cash register.
Cruz says he'd taken his 18 and 4-year-old sons with him to pick up a few items, including sand for a sandbox he was building in their backyard.
It just was $71, but the sand itself was $49.97.
The sheriff's office says it issued misdemeanor warrants based on the video Walmart provided.
I told the arresting officers that I could produce a receipt, and he said, "You have it right now?" And I was on my driveway in handcuffs with a forearm in my spine, and I said, "I can go get it." And they just rolled their eyes and said, "You're coming with us."
Cruz and his son spent the night in jail. He says it wasn't until he reached out to Fox 5 and we reached out to the sheriff's office they realized there'd been a mistake.
A detective was immediately sent to Walmart that morning. I would say within minutes of the phone call. They reviewed the tapes. They determined that what happened was that we purchased the sand from the cashier.
The solicitor's office dropped the charges, expunged both their records, and reimbursed their bond.
You're going to take out a warrant for somebody's arrest, and you've got to be 100% sure. You have to realize what this is doing to that person.
And the sheriff's office told Fox 5 that Walmart, quote, agreed they were wrong on the accusations.
Really?
We reached out to Walmart for comment. They referred us back to the sheriff's office. Now, coming up on News Edge at 11, you'll hear from Cruz's 18-year-old son, who says he is a Walmart employee at another location.
So, Walmart has now taken it a step further. Not only do they ask to see your receipt, now I do realize that people do go in the store and they appropriate things, or they forget to scan something, okay? Or sometimes they don't really forget, okay? But to actually send the cops to someone's house, even though it's $49.97, is ridiculous. Good morning, Kelly. Without reviewing and without looking at everything at your disposal, which happened the next morning when the detective went to the store, they saw this man did not steal anything. And you know what? If he paid with a credit card, he could have pulled it up on his phone. Or if he paid with cash, okay. But they looked at the tape, good morning, Kelly, and they found out that he didn't steal anything. Nothing. Not only are they asking you for a receipt when you leave their store, which you don't legally have to show them anything. If they have a suspicion that you were shoplifting, then they can call the police. Some people show it just to be without the hassle. Me, I'm not showing them shit. If you think I stole something, call the police. And I still didn't know what beat, which it could have been my chain or something, because when I go through security at the airport, I beat all the damn time. When I go in Target, I beat when I go in and I beat when I come out. Nobody stops me at Target. No one. And I don't know why, except for that one time at Target when I went and bought Nathan. Oh, you know what? Him and his daughter. We had just moved into a new house. I was doing Nathan's room all over again. Went to the big Target in Virginia Beach. Spent all that money. Checked me out. I get to the thing and they're stopping me because I beat. And I looked at them. I said, you were standing here when I came in and I beat. And they were like, well, ma'am, we need to check. I said, I was just there being checked out. Everything was checked. Only thing I had on me was my keys and my little coin thing that I actually had my credit card in. And they were going on and on. I said, you know what? Take all of this shit back. I want my money back. And I was so mad because I had to leave and go to another Target to get it. But I was pissed. I understand that, you know, theft is the big deal in the retail market. I understand that. But when you're watching somebody being checked out, and the only thing I had was my little key thing and my little coin purse. That's it. What the fuck am I stealing? So I understand that's a big thing, but now you're sending cops to somebody's home. Good morning, M. Witt. You don't have to show them anything. I'm just telling you this so you will know. You honestly, you are not obligated to show them your receipt. If they try to detain you, I would stand in the vestibule and you tell them that you want a police officer there. Do not release your receipt until a cop arrives. They're fucking out of hand with this shit. First, you got to check yourself out, which I'm not being paid. I don't work at Walmart. You got to go scan your shit. And then if you have a lot that you're purchasing, you don't want to scan all of that shit and bag that shit. Here in Washington, they charge you 8 cents a bag. I have so many reusable bags, and normally when I go in the store, I'm running to get 1 or 2 things and never bring them in. I always turn around and buy a whole bunch of shit and have to get bags because I'm not going to go to my car and put everything in a damn bag. So now in a lot of states, they're doing away with the self-checks, okay? So you put self-checks in, you put a lot of people out of work, and this is causing a lot of issues because sometimes when you're scanning stuff and you got something that's on sale, if you're not paying attention, it's going to charge you the regular price. Good morning, Wyatt Earp. It could have been racial profiling, but, you know, I didn't even look at it like that. I really didn't because I did beep. I don't remember beeping that day I did beep when I walked into Target. I beat when I walk into a Target. And that's when the Ninja Turtles were really, really hot. And what was the other game? Zelda and Mario Brothers. So I went and got him like 2 or 3 sets, including the comforters and the shams and everything. New shower curtains for his bathroom, cleaning stuff. I just went in and got everything. And you're going to stop me after because I beat. And only thing I had in my hand that was not, I had on shorts and a t-shirt and tennis shoes. What the hell am I stealing? And then they were like, well, man, I said, you just saw me being checked out. I mean, the register is right there. You're standing right there. The lady was telling them, no, I got everything. And they still wanted to go through these bags. I said, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to go back over here. Then they told me I had to go to customer service to do a return. I looked at that line. I said, no, I'm not. I said, I just came from there and I want my money back. And that's exactly what we did. I'm not doing a customer service. They thought I was joking, but no. You know what? I don't even know if I had on Nike. I probably did have on Nike, but now I know it was either Puma or Nikes. I'm not sure. But now I wear Skechers and Pumas. I don't really like Nikes because they're too flat, and I have a high instep. So I can't. Walking in tennis shoes really hurt my feet. I can walk in heels all day long. Me in tennis shoes, I can't. I trip in fucking tennis shoes. Good morning, Scotland. Hi, Winnie's mom. So I just want you guys to know that. Micciolo went to the store was this woman walked out, and I'm going to say it was a white woman, an older white woman. She walked out with a whole bunch of shit, just like I had. They never stopped her. He's going to ask me for my receipt. I said, why didn't you stop? Good. So I did. I was pissed at that time. And I told him, I'm not showing you shit. And I said, keep walking, Kayla. And she stopped. I said, keep going. But Grandma, he's just no. Yes, I do, Wyatt. I don't know why I'm buffering. I think that's you, Tina. It's not me. I'm not buffering. My connection is excellent. Am I buffering, guys? Well, I do have a lot of, okay. I have a lot of bracelets, so it could be. But when I go to the airport, the last time I went, they didn't have to scan me after I went through that machine. So I don't know if they updated their machine or not. I'm buffering? Okay, I'm sorry, because it says my connection is excellent. But yeah, so, a lot of things. And when you wear underwire bras too, that causes issues. But they'll scan you to see. Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. Hi, John Tracy. Welcome. Hi, Wet. But just to let you guys know, you think I'm kidding. You don't. You can look it up for yourselves. You can check it yourselves. You don't have to show them your receipt. Now, if you want to just avoid the hassle, you can keep walking. They can go, ma'am, sir. You don't have to stop. I sounded robotic. Okay, I'm going to leave and I'm going to come back in. I'm going to leave and come back in. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm here. I'm back. Yeah, I'm looking at everything seems fine on my end. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you really don't. Christoph, you don't have to show them anything. Look it up. I was talking about Walmart. Walmart sent the cops to a man's home in Georgia and said that he stole sand. The man did not steal sand. He paid for it. He was just looking for a basket to put the sand in and to take it out. Just like when the detective went to the store, they rolled that bean footage back and they saw he actually paid for it. So they dropped the charges, they expunged their records, and they reimbursed them for their bail money. I would be suing the shit out of Walmart for the embarrassment. Now, his son, the 18-year-old, actually works at a different Walmart. He works at a different Walmart. You arrested the 18-year-old. I don't know what the 4-year-old, he said, but they said the son and the dad stayed, I guess, Of course, it's not the 4-year-old. They stayed in jail overnight. I would sue them. He did pay. He paid, Snuggle Bunny. He paid. Yep, they need to sue them. Now, when we went to Louisiana one time, right down from, we went to Lake Charles. We were right down from the Golden Nugget, the big Walmart right there. I had gone in because I had forgot my flat iron. And I was like, oh, shit, no, we're here for 4 days. I need to go get a flat iron. So we getting out the store. I see this cop chasing this black kid. This guy jumped. I mean, he lost a shoe. He took off. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, he's going to shoot. And I'm running into the store because this guy was fumbling to get his gun. I don't know what he took, what he stole, or if he stole anything, or if he caused the ruckus. But this cop was chasing him through the parking lot. He had tennis shoes. He had tennis shoes thrown over his shoulder. So he probably stole tennis shoes, but he had on tennis shoes and he was running so fast, he was out of one shoe. Yeah, he was shook up. Oh, Walmart should have paid. Yeah, but I would have gave, but no. So he needs to sue. He really needs to. That is false. You had the evidence. You could have looked back at it. Okay, so I want to talk about this teacher. Okay, I want to talk about this disgusting ass teacher from Hudson Elementary School. Have y'all heard about the story? I'm sure you have by now. This is out of Hudson, Wisconsin. Hudson, Wisconsin. Madison Bergman. Okay, Christoph. He should get free everything. Trigger warning. Hold on, let me go do this. Between Tina and Scotland, they keep, dude. Good morning, Jane Creek. Between Tina and Scotland, they keep me in check. So, this is out of Hudson, Wisconsin. I find this to be quite disturbing. Then I posted something on my, I posted a video on my community tab yesterday about a male and a female that were driving around and they were trying to get a kid in their car. Ooh, Micciolo, okay. Maria, stop flirting in the chat. Yeah, my one eye girl is just leaking like crazy and it's itching. And I'm sitting here rubbing my eye. So this teacher, her name is Madison Bergman. She lives in St. Paul. She's 24 years old. And she's now been charged with 1 count of first-degree child sexual assault with a child under the age of 13. Okay? The teacher, who's 24 years old, has been charged with first-degree child sexual assault with a child under the age of 13. Okay, so this kid is a 5th grader. His mom noticed that he was talking to the teacher all the time. So they took his phone away from him. And there were multiple text conversations between the child, the victim, and the teacher, Bergman, talking about their encounters, which allegedly occurred inside a classroom during lunch or after school. Good morning, Karma for all. I saw you yesterday. Good morning. I saw you and I heard you. Good for you. Kicking a few more fucking doors. Good for you. Good for you. So let me just show you this bitch's picture. Okay. I'm going to put her up as we discuss her disgusting ass behavior. This is Madison Bergman. And oh, guys, look. That's her fiance that she was supposed to be marrying in 3 months. I don't know about you, but we have a 5th grader, 11 years old. Has his balls dropped yet? Does he have hair on his pee-pee? It don't matter. What the fuck are you doing with an 11-year-old child? What can you possibly get from an 11-year-old child? Her fiance, right here. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 months until their wedding. This is the fiance. He doesn't look like an 11-year-old boy, does he? No, not at all. 24 years old. Now, she says that she had gotten his phone number because they went on a trip, a ski trip. His mom was there, and they went to Afton Elks over the winter break, over the winter school break. Good morning, Stacy AB. So she got the number just in case they were separated at the park. Now, I'm confused. His mother was there. His mother was there. Why did she need his number? Yeah, her fiance is cute. Now, I'm serious. The mother was on the ski trip as well. So, but the teacher decided, I wonder if she got all the little boys' numbers or whoever was on the trip. Did she get some girls' numbers too, or just this little boy? Because his mother was with him. If they got separated, his mother knows how to get in touch with her son. Okay? So, they looked at the teacher's backpack. They found a folder with the victim's name on it, containing many handwritten notes. The victim, who is the child, told police that he and Bergman would write each other notes throughout the day. Many of these letters talked about the two kissing each other. They were only kissing. They were kissing. But I'm so sorry. So in one of these letters, the teacher said that one of her cousins is in the 5th grade, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk. But it's okay for you, a 24-year-old, to talk to this young boy like that. But if a man was to talk to your female cousin the way you were talking to this young man, that was wrong. Exactly, Jane Creek. Exactly. But this is what she's, in one of the notes they found. This is what she said to him. She said that, I know we have a special relationship, and I do love you more than anyone in the world. But I have to be an adult here and stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She loved him more than anything in the world. and she's engaged to be married, and she has to stop. She has to stop. My question is, has she done this to another 11-year-old boy? She said, so, of course, she's out on bail, $25,000, a signature bond, and she's not allowed on the school property or at school events. Now, she goes to court on May 30th. The love that she has, look at her eyes. She is depraved. She is sick. You actually, look at this. This is the mugshot. She looks totally different here than what she does there and there. Uh-oh, I fucked up. I got caught. And that's true. And there shouldn't be any double standard. You don't mess with a child. You don't mess with anyone you have authority over. That could be your job. But these are kids in a school that their parents, you're with these kids more than their parents are during the week. You're supposed to be there to teach them, and I don't mean teach them sex either. But they hadn't had sex yet, but there were notes of them discussing it. Hudson, Wisconsin, crazy cat mama. I've said this. She's a pedo. Pedo. You're kissing. Not on a cheek. I think you shouldn't kiss anybody's kids. And you're passing notes to each other all during the day. Woman, oh my God. It's disgusting, truly disgusting, but this happens all the damn time. All the time. You remember when we had Mary Kay Letourneau? She was having an affair. She had kids. She got arrested. They caught her again. She broke her probation. They put her back in jail. She was pregnant at this time. So it's been going on. It was going on when I was in school. I was just talking to one of my classmates, and we were talking about Mr. Muse and Coach Smart and all. We were talking about these teachers because I was like, you remember when we found out? She was like, girl, I didn't believe it. And she goes, but now, yes, it can actually. I said, yes, they were bragging about it. I said, when I started, most of the girls in my high school was pregnant. I remember when I went to 10th grade, most of the seniors, I'm not going to say most, a third, they were pregnant. And I went to home and because I was used to going to Catholic school. And I went home and I told my mom, I said, she was like, don't drink the water. This is what she said, don't drink the water. And I was like, what? I had never been to a public school. I came from a Catholic school. He was 11 years old, Joe Bananas. I came from a Catholic school. So can you imagine? I was like, what the hell? Okay, so we talked a little bit yesterday about the treadmill incident. I have, when the autopsy pictures of his son was being shown, and they're talking about his last day alive. Snuggle Bunny, every time this happens, especially when a woman is attractive, you were reading the comment section of Video Men, where were these teachers when I, yeah, that's it. And then you remember the one teacher who was messing with the student, and she said she was too pretty to go to jail. I was like, wait a minute, what? She was too pretty to go to jail? I was like, what kind of fucking shit is this? You too pretty to go to jail. I was like, what the fuck? Yep, it was. She said she was, well, her lawyers too said she was too pretty to go to jail. Let me take this bitch down because she's just too ugly to be on my screen. All right, we're going to listen to, I mean, you can't trust anybody with your kids anymore. No one. There's a male 54-year-old teacher giving his phone number to four girl students, and the mother caught it, and the school didn't do anything to the teacher. Why was he giving them his number? Was it for tutor? I mean, was he supposed to be tutoring them? He can do that. I mean, now you get the school roster. I mean, the classroom roster. You have the teacher's name, you have the assistant, whoever's in the classroom, the teacher's aide, whoever's in the class with them. Now, they do give you the class roster. Well, at least they did in Texas, and they did, and they do here. You had 2 coaches that went to prom with us. Get the hell out of here. Okay. 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 Wait a minute. He messaged them every morning saying, good morning, sweetheart. Sending some. Oh my God. Okay. He's a pedo. He's a pedo. And the school did nothing about it. Nothing. Did the parents press charges? Did the parents press charges against this alleged pedo? Oh my God, these men. Okay, so let's look at this treadmill abuse. Now, they're talking about his last day alive. And this is only 27 minutes. I don't know if you guys are following this, but I really wanted you guys to hear this. Now, what I found out was that the mother had called CPS over and over again about the abuse of this young child. And CPS did nothing. They did nothing. I think they should be on trial too. Good morning, Dreamsicle. When my oldest daughter was in middle school, a PE teacher was caught messing with girls. He would have sleepovers at his house, but would not let mine go because I knew something wasn't right. He got fired. What fucking teacher, a male, has sleepovers at his house? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. And some parents oh my God. Okay. Okay. Let me call my son and see, any one of my sons, to see if one of their children's coaches had sleepovers at his house, if he will let his kids go. Okay, let's listen. Now, here's my thing. When you find out that this woman was crying and reaching out for help for her child because of the way this parent was abusing him, and the fact when he was looking at his autopsy pictures, he wants to cry. Bitch, it's too late to cry. You did that to your son. Because according to you, he was fat. That little boy was not fat. At least he looked at the pictures. Chad Daybell refused to look at the excavation and the bones that was discovered for Kaylee and Okay, let's go.
Jersey, I'm Michael Ayala. Christopher Greger is accused of first-degree murder in the death of his 6-year-old son, Corey Micciolo. Now, prosecutors don't believe that the treadmill incident caused Corey's death, but they say it was all part of chronic abuse.
Yeah.
Now, on the stand now is a triage nurse. She's at the medical center where the defendant brought Corey. This is April 2nd, the day he passed away. So let's get you back inside that courtroom.
Calling your attention to April 2nd of 2021 at approximately 3:48 p.m. was a patient brought to the emergency room named Corey Micciolo.
Yes.
And can you tell the court who brought Corey into the emergency room?
Chris Greger.
And ultimately, did you learn the relationship of Chris Greger and Corey?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors what the relationship was?
Chris Greger is Corey's father, and Corey is Chris's son.
And where were you when you first saw Mr.
Now, I want you to read this. He was not in his son's life until the boy was 4 years old. 4 years old. He was not in this young child's life until he was 4 years old. Within 2 years, you caged your son.
Mr. Greger with Corey?
I was in the waiting room. I was speaking to another patient at the time. I'm right near the door, speaking to another patient. I did not hear any commotion. I did not hear any urgent sound that would redirect my attention. A registrar came up to me and said, "Bill, you have to look at this." So I went over to Corey, and he was in the arms of Chris at the waiting room entrance, or just past the waiting room entrance near the desk.
Now, the first time that you observed the defendant with Corey, can you explain to the jurors the position of Corey in relation to the defendant?
Corey was over. Corey was in Chris's arms.
Mm-hmm.
His arms were over Chris's shoulders. His legs were dangling. His arms did not look like they had much movement to them. His legs did not look like they had much movement to him. His head was rested on Chris's shoulder. His head was difficult to, or his face was difficult to visualize. So when I first approached them, I knew that something was concerning, but I couldn't see everything I needed to see. So I was depending on Chris to convey a sense of urgency or unwellness that I did not get from him at first. It was more of a clinical description of what was going on, and I did not immediately feel I had to rush them back. I definitely knew it was concerning, but I needed just a little more information. If I saw Corey's face right.
See, this was my problem with this. He said that his arms looked like they weren't moving. His legs looked like they had little movement, but he didn't see the urgency because the dad wasn't showing the urgency. Good morning, Bridget Lynn.
Right away, it would have been much easier, but Corey's face was on Chris's shoulder.
So the first time that you made this observation, that would be the two of them would have been in the lobby area.
Yes.
And did you approach the defendant in the lobby area of the emergency room?
Yes.
And what immediate observations were you able to make of Corey in the lobby area?
So I went over to them, and I was splitting my attention between Chris and Corey. What I could tell was that there wasn't a lot of spontaneous movement from Corey. He was not really moving on his own. He appeared to have a lack of tone to his muscles, and there was a lot of support coming from Chris in keeping him in the position that he was in.
Did you speak to the defendant in the lobby area of the emergency room?
Yes.
And would this be a practice or a common practice to engage in something like that?
Yes.
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors what the defendant said?
Chris told me that, he introduced himself, who he was the father, his son, and he told me that this was around 3, nearly 4 p.m. He told me that earlier in the day, around 9 a.m., his son was dropped off to him, was with his mother the night before. He did tell me that the patient was at Jersey Shore University Hospital and had a workup and was discharged. And just a side note, once you hear that, less than 12 hours later, you kind of go, okay, like maybe.
So he was trying to say the mother did something to him. Guys, please hit the like button. Don't forget, today is Grifting Sunday. Okay.
He's not that sick. So, I need more information. So talk more. So Chris told me that earlier that morning, he appeared loopy, very drowsy, and he put him to bed. And later in the afternoon, Corey continued to be loopy and drowsy. And when all that time passed, and he was still fatigued and not himself, that's when he brought him into the ER. So that's what he told me.
You have been here that long.
After you made your initial observations and you spoke to the defendant, can you tell the jurors what you did next regarding Corey's care?
Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
I said after you made your observations in the lobby and spoke to the defendant, what did you do next regarding Corey's care?
I continued the history taking, which is pretty standard as a triage nurse to get history from the patient. And I would have spoken to Corey, but he was not in a place to speak. He was not making any sound hardly. I continued my brief conversation with Chris until there was a moment when Corey tilted his head back, and that's when I got what I needed to see to really kick up the speed on this emergency.
So where was Corey taken at that point?
He was taken to the emergency room. Once I saw that, then I rushed it. So I called, his eyes were in the back of his head. He didn't look well. He was pale.
His eyes were in the back of his head. He didn't look well. He was pale. But this man was saying that the mother dropped him off. He wasn't feeling well. Now, here's the thing. When I had shared custody, before we got, well, it wasn't shared custody at the time, but before we settled on the custody, even though if my sons were supposed to, if I said, hey, I'll bring them back Sunday, or I'll have them there on Monday. If they are sick, I'm not bringing them anywhere. They're going to stay with me until I'm sure they're okay. Let's see. Scotland, thank you. Karma for all. Happy Sunday evening. Thank you. So he was trying to put this off on the mom, is what he was telling this triage nurse.
I called the charge nurse immediately after that. And then I got a room, and being that Chris was holding him well, I didn't waste time getting a stretcher or a wheelchair. I said, hey, you okay to go to the ER? He goes, yes. And we went to the ER, to room 6, the emergency room.
What room did you go to in the emergency room?
Room 6.
And while you were in room 6 of the emergency room, can you tell the jurors who else came into that room?
So, but I already alerted help. So they were waiting for me. In that room was various emergency nurses and our ER physician and patient care tech.
And what, if anything, did the defendant say while you were in room 6?
At that time, now that as a triage nurse, my role was to get them to help, get the patient to help. So at that time, I focused more on Corey than the conversation with Chris. But that's because that our ER physician was speaking with Chris, getting essentially what I just got from Chris. He basically reiterated the story, how he was loopy and tired all day, and how he felt concerned that he didn't kind of shake out of that. So he brought him into the emergency room. He told him about the Jersey Shore hospital visit the night before, but it was more. I was working on Corey at the time.
Okay. And what, if anything, did you do regarding the treatment of Corey?
So we placed him on the heart monitor. Before that, we took off his clothes. That's when I noticed the bruise in his chest. And we still had to act quickly.
We heard that, right? The bruise to his chest. He had a bruise to his chest.
So we put the heart monitor on him. I got an IV, drew blood from him, while the rest of the team was doing their various roles, including our physician who was talking to Chris.
What was the defendant's demeanor while you were in room 6?
While we were in room 6 was similar to when I first interacted with him in the waiting room. It was I would say it was a clinical aspect in that he was describing what was going on without much more difference than anyone else would, regardless of their role with the person. So he was conveying the information, but there wasn't much more than that.
And after you drew blood from Corey, where did you go after that?
Well, Corey required a lot of attention, so we still had an emergency room to run. So I told the charge nurse, I'll take the charge phone, which handles the ambulances. You focus on this. So I handled the charge nurse and the triage phone, and I went to various things throughout the ER while everyone worked on Corey. He was like an all hands on deck type of situation.
I'm sorry, I could not hear that, Judge.
He was an all hands on deck type of situation.
Okay, I'm now showing you what has been marked S48A. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors what that is?
That is a video of that
Let me
day.
stop you right there. Is that actually a CD?
I'm sorry. That is a CD. Yes.
And are you familiar with the contents of that CD?
Yes.
And have you reviewed the contents of that CD before you come to court?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors what is located on that CD?
That is a video of hospital security footage from that day.
And that would be on April 2nd of 2021.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you guys know or not, but when Corey first died, when Corey died in 2021, they ruled his death as undetermined, right? So then with everything that was going on, a year later, they got a second opinion from an expert, and they deemed that he died of blunt force trauma. So that's when I was listening and I heard about the bruise on his chest. So he's 6 years old. I'm thinking that he punched him in his chest hard. If you saw the video when he had this little boy on this treadmill, I think he punched this child. So she had to drop him off because she had a court order. She had a court order. So she was abiding by her court order by dropping him off, because he used to report her if she was 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late. Hi, good morning, April. Yeah, oh, I did. I saw that. Yep, he bit him on the video. So he is a piece of shit.
And that would be at the time when Corey was brought into the emergency room.
Yes.
And are you familiar with the persons depicted on this video?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the location depicted in this video?
Yes.
Your Honor, permission to move S48A into evidence and to publish, please.
Any objection?
No objection.
S48A.
Your Honor, permission to publish.
Now, the reason I want to stop here, the reason why he had gone to the hospital the night before, okay? He went to the hospital the night before is because his mom wanted him to be evaluated, which was ordered by a case worker, okay? The case worker ordered that the child goes in for an evaluation. Okay, so there's a clip where he is telling somebody that not him. Yeah, the dad was telling somebody that his son told him that his mom had taken him to the doctor because he had to tell the doctor that his dad hit him. You did hit him. You damn sure did hit him. But she took him to have him evaluated. So he's making it sound like the child was sick. The child was not sick.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, the dad said, I played the video the other day. So you see how there's surveillance of him coming to the hospital? You see how the hospital have cameras and they can see when people are coming in and out? You see how this happens? Hospital has surveillance. So they can look and see if you ever came in and then you left and shit like that. Okay. I don't think they were ever married. I'm not sure about that.
Now, in regard to the video that we just viewed, did you observe the defendant coming into the hospital lobby area?
Look how cute this little boy was.
In the video?
Not in the video, but from where you were located.
Hold on. I'm going to show you a picture of Corey real quick. I know we're doing this, but I want to show you a picture of Corey. I have him in my brand. Hold on. I want to show you a picture, a good picture of Corey. This is Corey. This is that sweet little boy. This is Corey. That is that beautiful little boy right there. All right.
At the time in the hospital.
The day of, I did not see him until he was already in the waiting room.
Okay. And I'm now going to approach with S48B. And do you recognize this?
Yes.
And
Now, the
can
mother
you
broke
tell us
down
what that is?
It's a CD.
I can't play that.
And what is
It's
contained on that
heart-wrenching.
CD?
A video of hospital security footage from that day, April 2nd.
Okay, and you reviewed the contents of this.
Yes.
And this is a following video from the video that we just saw being S48A.
Yes,
And are you depicted in this video?
I am.
And are you familiar with the location of the video?
Yes.
Your Honor, permission to move into evidence and publish.
Any objection? Seeing none, S48B in evidence.
Thank you.
He's a great witness. See? There's the doors, there's the entrance, there's surveillance all over. Roid rage? Ooh. You could be right. That's when he got to the hospital. Corey looks like he's moving right there. Look how they're just taking their time. I hate hospitals. I really do. If you go to an emergency room, that means it's just that. An emergency. Nope, they didn't take the concern seriously. Yep, she was battling addiction issues. Yes. Everybody felt that young boy. Everybody.
All right, so quick timeline for you folks. That's about 3 or 4 in the afternoon on April 2nd. Now remember, mom took him to the emergency room. He was discharged, Corey was, at 1 a.m. and that's the morning of April 2nd. She then takes him over to the father. Just a few hours later, that's what he looks like in his father's arms. And eventually, shortly thereafter, will have a seizure. So something happened in that time frame. And when he left the emergency room with mom, he had a clean bill of health, basically.
Yes,
the doctor said that there wasn't, except for some bruises, he was in pretty good shape. All right, we'll take a break.
He had bruises. That's why she took him. So again, the caseworker stated she needed to take him for an evaluation. That's what she took him for. She took him before. She was hoping she didn't have to drop him off. But since he had a clean bill of health and he didn't tell the doctor that his dad was hitting him, she had to abide by that court order and drop off that child. I think when the little boy told his dad what happened, I think he lost his temper. This is just me. You know, he was always reporting her. She's a minute late. She's 5 minutes late. She's an hour late, whatever. I think he was taking out his anger on that child. He punched that child in his chest, which caused his heart to have, and this is my assumption, his heart went into shock. When you have a grown man that punches the child in his chest, with you don't know your strength sometimes when it comes to a child. Nope. They didn't see her as credible. And that's the problem. He is an ugly piece of work. Now, he did cry when he was in the autopsy video. But okay, let's just go back to them testifying. Okay, here we go.
And yeah.
Yes.
And does that video act? Now, is that you depicted in that video?
Yes.
And does that video accurately depict your conversation you had with the defendant on that day?
Yes.
And do you see the person you spoke to that day on that video?
Yes.
Yes.
And what would that person's name be?
Chris Greger.
And do you also see Corey on that video?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm now going to show what's been marked.
Yeah, he was.
48C.
So,
do you recognize that?
Yes.
And can
we
you
only
tell
have
the jurors what
another
that is, please?
7 minutes.
That is a
this,
CD,
and then-
which contains video of possible security footage from that day, April 2nd.
And is that another surveillance video following the previous video, which would have been dated?
Yes.
And you're familiar with that video?
Yes.
And you've seen it before you've come to court today?
Yes.
And you're actually depicted in this video?
I am.
Your Honor, permission to move into evidence. S48C, I publish.
Objection. S48C in evidence.
See, here's the thing. When I watched him crying, when the autopsy report was being shown, I actually felt bad for him. Then when I heard the mother testify and she broke down, I had no more fucks for him. But then I thought, okay, is he crying because, he caused his son's death? Or is he crying because he's on trial? I think he had so much anger towards the mother. Like I said, he was always calling and reporting her. Now, there's traffic in New Jersey, there's traffic in New York, but you're always calling and reporting when she's late. Maybe you thought because she had a drug problem, something else was going on, or she's in rehab, whatever. But you were out of this child's life for 4 years. The 4th year you got in his life, 2 years later, he's no longer here. So she was doing something right by keeping him the fuck away from you. Good morning.
Now, is that you depicted in that video?
Yes. Yeah.
And is that Christopher Greger depicted in that video?
Yes.
And is that Corey depicted in the video?
Yes.
And does that accurately depict you
Good morning,
taking
friend.
Corey into room 6 of the emergency room at the
Yes.
hospital? No other questions, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes. Good afternoon.
He just waved at him.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
when you were working in the emergency room in 2021, were you a nurse practitioner then?
No, registered nurse still.
And how long had you been a registered nurse at that point?
7 years.
When you were assigned to triage, because you have the 7 years, I assume you had obviously the 1 year of necessary experience to work in triage.
Yeah.
And you had certifications
Really?
from ENA and AHA.
Yes.
And just for the jury, AHA is what?
AHA is the American Health Association.
Or what about ENA?
Oh, Emergency Nurse Association.
Thank you. Now, when you first put your eyes on Corey, fair to say he was cleanly dressed, correct?
Okay, yes.
Now, you saw
Where is she going with this
or
line of
talked
questioning?
about during direct the 2 video.
She said it's safe to say he was fully dressed. The man just testified that in order for them to examine him, they had to take off his clothes. Oh, I hate these dumbass fucking questions. I really do.
3 video clips that we watched, correct?
Yes.
Did you watch any other videos in this case?
No.
Any other videos from the hospital?
No.
Is it fair to say when Corey got out of the vehicle, he stepped out of the vehicle?
I can't say that.
When you watched the video before, did you see him start to walk?
That did not look like that to me.
And when Mr. Greger went into the hospital, he went straight into the hospital, correct?
Mm-hmm.
When he parked
Yes,
his car, oh, sorry.
I'm going to say yes.
I appreciate that. When Mr. Greger parked his car, he parked at the front of the hospital.
Yes.
And do you know, how long had you been working at that hospital?
Oh my God.
7 years.
And is it normal practice for a patient to park and leave their car in front of the hospital?
If it's an
In a
emergency,
situation that's emergent,
yes.
I wouldn't say normal, but it's understandable.
And at the time that you approached Corey and Mr. Greger, did you realize that he had left his car at the front of the hospital?
Who cares?
No, that thought didn't come to my mind.
Fair enough.
Okay. Here's the thing. Anybody knows if you pull up at an emergency entrance or an entrance to the hospital, you have an emergency, you're going to go in, bring the patient or whoever into the hospital. Then when they get settled in, you may go move your car. But if it's an emergency, oh my God, let me stop.
When you approached Mr. Greger, he had a mask on, correct?
Believe so, yes.
And you saw from the video somebody handed him that mask to put on as you
Yes.
entered the hospital?
I believe so.
So you could hear his voice, but you couldn't see his lips moving, correct?
Well, it's kind of, you can see in the videos, it looked a little down,
Down under the nose?
at least.
Do you recall seeing his lips moving?
I can't recall.
Now, at one point during the video, you actually picked up, it looked like you picked up Corey's left arm. What were you doing at that point?
So I assisted the registrar to put on the wristband, and I was also feeling for pulse.
And during the course of your direct, you indicated that you had learned during your conversation with Mr. Greger that Corey had been discharged the night before from a different hospital, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
So your concern lessened a little bit,
Temporarily, for a second.
because you knew another doctor had at least seen Corey.
Staff, not just doctor.
From a hospital had seen
Yeah.
Corey. And they still discharged him, correct?
Yeah, he was discharged in perfect health. He went for an evaluation. What the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
something to consider.
Now, you made a statement, or actually spoke to an investigator on or about April 8th, correct?
Or was it, I can't recall. Oh, it was here, the 104? No.
You actually spoke to
What
him
year are you referring to?
2024.
I'd have to hear it. I can't recall.
Do you remember speaking to a Detective Mitchell?
Yes.
And you had described Detective Mitchell.
All right, we're coming to the top of the hour here. I want to bring back in our guest, trial attorney and law professor
I
Joe
don't wanna
Richardson
hear your
is
guess.
still with us. Joe, I want to get your thoughts
But
on
anyway,
this one. As I mentioned,
this is bull. This is bull. You're asking him about valet parking. Who cares? I'm gonna show you this video again since since you guys don't remember seeing it. Here is the video. Hold on. Let me share because somebody didn't see it. Let me show you the video with him running on the treadmill. Now, this was 12 days before. Okay? 12 days before. This is 6-year-old Corey. Let me make this bigger.
Video of a boy on a treadmill, but prosecutors say not by choice. They say his dad was forcing him to run during months of abuse that ultimately led to the boy's death. Now the dad is on trial, and as the video was shown, the boy's mother sobbed on the stand. Les Trent has our report, and we warn you the details are upsetting.
The shocking video will break your heart. It shows a little boy running as fast as he can on a treadmill. The video was played at the murder trial of the boy's father, 31-year-old Christopher Greger. Little Corey was an adorable youngster, but his father allegedly thought he was fat and forced him to lose weight by running on the treadmill in the gym in their apartment building in Barnegat, New Jersey. Corey's mother broke down in court as the tape was played, watching her son fall off the treadmill. We're not showing you the most disturbing parts. It's just too upsetting. But the video played for the jury shows Corey unable to keep up with the treadmill's pace and falling down again and again, only to have his father put him back on. Corey died 12 days later. The autopsy said there was evidence of chronic abuse. Corey's mom was asked about a phone call she had with the boy's father.
He told me Corey wasn't feeling good. That night he was lethargic and he was throwing up and his legs hurt.
Did the defendant tell you where he was taking Corey?
He said he was going to the hospital. He was taking Corey to the hospital.
Ashley Wilcott is covering the case for Court TV.
You can't even imagine what it must be like to lose your child. But then add to that, this is a father who only came in. This is a father that she has believed is abusing her child and has reported it appropriately to the Child Welfare Agency. And yet she is still having to bury her son. It's really unimaginable.
The dad's defense team claims the boy died of natural causes from complications of pneumonia. He faces life in prison if convicted.
So, natural causes from pneumonia. No, that's not why that young child died. That's not why that young child died. Not at all. Not at all. You abuse that child. He abused that child. And this is his whole demeanor right now. Now, we're going to finish talking about the Courtney Clinton case, you know, the one that killed her boyfriend when she accidentally threw the knife. Accidentally threw the knife. And it just happened to hit him in his chest. I am disgusted. But one thing I did want to show you, and I'm trying to find it before we get, I found it. Hold on. Let me stop this before I get out of here and get my dinner going. And then I'll be back at 2:00 with Micah Miller or Mika Miller. I'll be back with that story. I'm all in the Facebook pages. You should see how these people, which I'm going to show you, they don't believe anything he's saying. I have the pictures of him and a girlfriend out eating. I have them of leaving a restaurant, sitting in the restaurant on a bar and grill, whatever it was. I have it. I have it.
36-year-old Arthur Scott Jr. accused of a horrific crime, appearing in court via video monitor as the victim's family sat looking at the man investigators say took everything from their family. The husband of 61-year-old Lee Chu Lin, overcome with grief, rocked by her violent death.
Was a completely shattered American dream.
In court Monday, calling on a Franklin County judge to keep the suspect in his wife's murder behind bars, pleading for a $100 million bond.
This older woman, he hard and murdered. Not again.
Court records indicate Scott, who was arrested Saturday, admitted to killing Lynn. Columbus police responded to a Northside extended stay late Friday, finding Lynn with...
I also remember the story of the guy whose son was armed and caged by this guy. They brought him in to the airport in Texas. They announced when he was coming. He was there waiting and shot and killed him right then and there.
Friday, finding Lynn with traumatic injuries, the result of a brutal attack. Investigators allege hotel video showed Scott walking down the hallway and checking for open room doors before entering a room a short time before Lynn. Police indicate the video also shows Scott leaving the room without a baseball hat he was wearing when he went inside, a hat later found on the scene. Court records accuse Scott of hitting Lynn numerous times in the head and kneeling on her neck. Detectives say evidence indicates the victim was sexually assaulted as well.
I have to say, in the period that I've been on the bench, and I'm about to cry, I don't think I've seen anything this hideous.
Scott, who's charged with murder, kidnapping, and rape, was ordered held on a $2 million bond. This is not the first time Scott has been in trouble with the law. Released from prison this past October, records from the State Department of Corrections indicates he served 3 years in prison for an abduction case out of Cuyahoga County. Back behind bars for now, charged with a series of heinous crimes. Rodney Dunnigan reporting.
Now, people like this, he's already been to prison. Thank you. He's already been to prison. This is not the first time he's done this. So he's walking through a hotel or a whatever it was, and he's checking for doors that are open. So you intended. This was premeditated. Maybe you were going into a room. Who's going to leave their door open? Even when I go down to get ice, I have my key. One thing I can say, when you stay at the Venetian, you have to scan your card to make sure you're on that floor. Then you go towards where you're going. There's a guard at a station right there. If you don't have a key for that floor and that area, you will not pass that guard. He didn't care who the victim was. This is an elderly woman. And you put your foot, well, you had your knee on her neck. You could have walked in, robbed her, left. But that's not what he did. He's already kidnapped someone. That's not what he did. Not at all. Not at all what he did. It was something else that I had found. I can't. So this is the medical examiner. He's talking about Corey. He's talking about his lungs and were clear and the body was bruised. So he's talking about, okay, here's the video. Here's the video. Hold on.
His dad allegedly put him on the torturous workout because that father said he was too fat.
There has been nothing else, I would argue, that have made my blood boil more than watching this man treat his son like a ravenous dog. I can't believe it. Now, I want y'all to understand this, and it's to be very clear. And this is what everybody gets in trouble at. I cannot let my emotions dictate what the outcome could be. Yep. I have to look at the facts.
Look at this
although
child.
This dad biting his kid on the head and throwing him on the treadmill is enough to make you want to throw him out of a building.
Yep. He bit him and everything else. That's the video. This little boy was falling down. He didn't care. And I don't care what happens to him. They're going to love him in prison. They're going to love him in prison. They will love him. So anyway, guys, that's what I have for you this morning. There's a few other stories that I wanted to talk about, but I have to talk about that later on because I really need to get some stuff done before I come live at 2, and I need to get it all together. Love him long. He was beautiful. Please make sure to smash the like button, guys. I really, really would appreciate it. We need more likes. We need more likes. We need more likes. And again, I'll be back at 2:00. For all of you who did not pay your church tithes this morning, I need you to pay your church tithes at 2:00 today. Hi, Bay Watcher. How are you? Welcome. Guys, you know, it's a joke when I say Grifting Sunday, right? Okay. Yeah, Snuggle Bunny. I'm going to have to find that one because it was all over the place. Yes, 10 to 15% Grifting Sunday. Oh my God. So we here at the Church of Everlasting Fulfillment we really enjoyed having you here today. I'm still trying to get a time for us during the week with the Chicago Scientology Institute, Church of Everlasting Fulfillment. Yes, we appreciate your support. What did Chris say? Don't forget, let me see. What did Crazy Cat Mama say? I'm offering up my alcohol fund. Okay, how much alcohol fund are we talking about, Crazy Cat Mama? Because I know you have a habit with your fireballs. I don't do the fireballs, okay? Yes, we do love you. And guys, reach across the aisle. Shake your neighbor's hand. Reach across the aisle before we end. Shake a neighbor's hand. Introduce yourself. Say hello. 5 p.m. Eastern. Yes, ma'am, April. Yes, offer each other the sign of peace. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Hold hands as we're walking out the door. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And I am trying to get, well, I used to drink a lot, but had to stop if that helps. Oh, Crazy Cat Mama. Well, we're having a bake sale later on today. Okay, I didn't know because Cranky is still sleeping because she went to see ZZ Top. She's still sleeping. But Karma, for all, I am so happy to see you. And I'm so happy to hear you and, to hear what you have to say. Bridget Lynn. Good morning, sweetie. So, guys, I will see you later. I don't know who else is going live right after this. I know Savage is packing. She probably won't be going live, but I will be live at 2:00 PST, 2:00 PST, 4:00 Central, 5:00 Eastern. Wait a minute. You fired Cranky? No, you can't fire Cranky. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, what are you guys cooking? I'm sorry. Before I go. Yesterday was like 71 degrees here. Today is going to be 50. I told you this weather doesn't last. What are you guys cooking today? And I do have something to say. Oh, Danny's going live. Okay, Danny is going to go live with her pajama jam Sunday. Okay. I'm just going to ask this dumb question. Maybe you guys can help me understand it. If your friends are being talked about, put up on pages, and you find it to be so disgusting, why in the fuck are you putting up the same videos? Are you showing the same photos that you found so disgusting on another person's channel? Why? Somebody's deceased child was talked about. Why are you putting this shit back? Why are you replaying the shit again? I don't get that shit. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. I'm cooking today. I don't know what I'm cooking, but I'm cooking something. I don't know what I have a taste for. I had a taste for cinnamon rolls last night, and I did. I had cinnamon rolls in the refrigerator, so I baked them. And I have no idea. But I just have an appetite lately, and normally I don't really have an appetite. So I'm just asking, why spread it? I'm just asking. Because if a friend of mine And I know these channels are talking about her deceased child, calling her all kinds of names. I would not be replaying that. If somebody's daughter and son are being attacked, saying the nastiest, vilest things, I would not be replaying that. We can speak of it, but we shouldn't be playing it. That's just my fucking opinion. Oh, salmon tonight. I love you too, Karma. You're grilling peaches and cream corn pork chops and baked beans today. Oh my God, it's been so long since I had a grilled peach. Oh my God. You're eating Mexican food to celebrate. Oh, that's right. Happy birthday, Bob. Happy birthday. I'm just saying, people, we really need to think. We really need to think on what we do. We really need to think about that. Really need to think about it. I'm not going to replay the vile shit they say about my friends. I don't even want to hear the vile shit they say about me. So why would I play that? For what? Anyway, love you all, guys. Oh, Lynn, thank you for. All right, let me say before I get out of here, hold on a second. Let me just say thank you. Christoph fan, thank you for the $2 passing the plate. Lynn, thank you for the $2.99. Crazy Cat Mama, thank you for the $1.99. Tina, thank you for the $4.99 for the building fund. Karma, thank you for being here for 23 months, almost 2 years. Scotland, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Karma for all, thank you for the $10. And Lynn, thank you for the $1.99. Thank you. Thank you. Let me stop. All right. You missed you. I heard that. Happy anniversary. Well, I don't know. Oh, you're going out for steak and seafood. Oh. Oh. Happy anniversary. I would sing, but I don't. Yeah, we're not singing this morning. Guys, you have a great day. I really, really, really appreciate each and every one of you. And hopefully you can join me today for what really happened to Mika Miller. Did the pastor do it? Let's see. Bye, guys. I'll see some of you in Danny's. I'll see you guys later. Bye.